right. What's happening? What's happening, everybody? You know how I began. Kenny G in the place to be. Fix my tie. You understand me? So this is how we're gonna start this video, man. I want to get everybody to like, share, subscribe to the podcast, man. We got some good information coming out today, man. It's gonna be somewhat volatile. You understand me? We're gonna do what we do, you know. So uh, we've been getting information, man. Emails and people calling in regards to the conversations going on different podcast shows. How everybody's sharing thug related, prison related stories, man, which is somewhat interesting and quite interesting in some cases, and some cases disturbing information, man. We also got an opportunity to see that some of the cats is getting a little upset that their family members were being kind of drugged through the mud in regards to some of the neighborhood situations that went on that they're hearing on the podcasts, man. Which is something I knew was gonna happen sooner or later, man. I'm not really tripping, but that's what being anonymous is about, man. We share these stories with each other, but at this point, you don't really want to disrespect a player's game, man. You guys are wanting to hear the stories. You guys are watching. You guys are liking. You guys are sharing the stories, man. It's not a bad thing in so many ways, man. But what we do know, man, sooner or later, the stories are going to become like they are to most of the people who've been around in that community a while, man. They become monotonous, man. It's the same every time, man. It's just a different person, different story, but it's the same scenario every time, man. Sooner or later, that's gonna wear out. And what normally happens is the cats that sharing their stories, they ain't gonna have no cash coming in, and then they ain't gonna have nowhere to share this pain that they done been through, man. It's gonna happen sooner or later. People gonna start, you're not gonna get as many likes for your stories. You're gonna try to go raise your level of entertainment in some ways, man. Then relapse will start playing a role in who you are and what you're doing. You're going to have to start making new stories, or you're going to have to start finding new stories. And that's when the relapse mode comes in, man. And, I'm just here to say, no matter what happens in the future, you're going to always have somewhere to go to share your stories. We're not going to podcast your stories, man. That's not what we do, man. We about crime-free living. I came in here because it was going to be a professional thing, you understand me? So I decided to put on a shirt and tie, you understand me? To let people know that we are not a professional program, but we do know how to make adjustments in our life and do things in a different way, man. It's really difficult, to see the shit that we be going through, man, and to not to see it, but to hear it, from other people, sharing their pain, man. I remember when I first started holding meetings, man. Some of the stories y'all hearing now, I was hearing back then, man, and that shit gets inside your system, man. That shit's nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? That shit, I'll be honest with you, man. I had a heart attack. I did. I had a heart attack because I was, they had me doing too much, man. They had me going from city to city, parole office to parole office, man. Went to a few penitentiaries, shared there, man, and it does, man. It gets monotonous. You know, I was telling one cat. Somebody asked me why I stopped doing interviews and I stopped doing orientations and shit, man. And the reason is, man, that shit gets emotional, man. I can't really share my story without some type of emotional sadness and shit, man. I might shed a tear in this motherfucker. You understand me? I can't be sharing no tear, bro. You know that. You know, even though crying is considered cleansing. You know, you're cleansing your soul when you cry, man. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's just that you want to do that in the privacy of your own place, man. You don't want to have people all on TV, you know, watching you shed a tear with your emotional ass. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to lose their cool, man. You know, lose they masculinity, which is the new word out, femininity and masculinity. A lot of people sharing stories of that sort. So, you know, we just trying to make sure that we have a place to go, man, where we could pretty much just share, you know, the trials and tribulations that we went through, man, while we were in our disease thinking, man. But for the grace of God, we not there today. And you know what's really a trip, man, is you can tell already how, you know, the desire to hear what we share is starting to fall off, man. I'm not gonna say don't nobody want to hear that shit, but they do, man. People want to know what it was like, you know, for a moment, man. Cause you know, Hollywood. I'm gonna be honest with you. Tell you, when I ran into BET years ago, man, they heard who I was and what I had done, man, and they wanted to know my story, man. And I was like, man, I don't share that information with people. You understand me? But for the grace of God, man, I'm here after the things I've done in my life, man. And I'm not trying to go through no other problems with my life, man. I've been crime free for 30 years, not more than that. And I'm 60 years old, so at least 26. I'm gonna say 26, man. You know, cause you know I did. You know, I spoke about that before, man. I did catch a little small case in Long Beach, man. So you know, but that being said, man, sharing your pain, it helps in all kinds of ways, and it's no real big issue in it, man. It's just when you start getting in depth. You know, I remember seeing this one. I don't do no names and shit like that, man. But hold it, let me finish telling you about that BET shit, man. So BET, yeah, called me. They wanted to do a story on me and shit, and I'm like, you know, I'm not really doing this. Y'all know the last time I put a video out, what, been a month or something ago? Man, I don't really, you know, I'm not really, you know, this ain't my type of shit, man. And it's not the fact, you know, because I know some motherfuckers out there be like, well, that's because that motherfucker ain't did shit. That's because this motherfucker ain't this. I've done enough to be in pain from the shit that I've done, man. And I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, what's funny is I can't even go where I want to go with it, man. All I can say is, man, you're hearing stories and situations from dudes, man, that they, without disrespecting anyone, man, it's just emotional, dude. It's just a lot of cats, man, who they were just so emotional with who they were and what they did, man, that they never thought about doing the things that they did, man. Just, you know, some did it specifically to get arrested, to show that they can go into, you know, what they call, you know, what is that, gladiator school, man. That's some that me, homie. I'm not trying to go. I don't look, man. If you think you rougher and tougher than me, stand in line, homie, because it's a long fucking line of motherfuckers think like that and probably are. But stand in line, homie. You know, we'll get to you when we get to you, man. I ain't trying to prove how cool, tough, or whatever I am, man. I am who I am. I do what I do, man. But for the grace of God, man, I learned to become a square from Delaware, and I'm real comfortable about it, man. The more I get settled, and I'm purely settled, man. I've been doing this for many years now, man. A lot of you young cats, man, you don't know nothing about recovery. You don't know nothing about rehab. Everything you heard about it is you being soft, you being this, that, and the other. You can get everything from recovery to an ass whooping come to the right meeting, my man. Ain't nobody in there soft, man. Ain't nobody in there playing. We men, we strong ass dudes. We doing what we doing so we can stay out of prison and be there for our families, man. You understand me? Ain't no, you know, don't let nobody fucking, you know, when a motherfucker, let me tell you what I had an old motherfucker tell, what a motherfucker told me one day. Motherfucker told me some shit, told me that working is a punishment. And I looked at that motherfucker and I said, dude, don't you ever tell a young motherfucker like me no shit like that. I was smart enough to know that shit from Jump Street. Motherfucker said working is a punishment. You done lost your rabbit ass mind, man. How you gonna tell me some shit like that? You know what I mean? I ain't fucking with this. You know, it's some motherfuckers out there give you some foul ass information, homie. Please believe it. Watch that shit. What we talk about here in the recovery, man, we don't talk about no stupid shit. We would never tell you. Well, you know, but let me shut my mouth, because I had a motherfucker tell me get a young broad, teach her what you teach her, and train her to be the kind of wife you want to be. I tried that shit didn't work for me, because I ain't no teacher, man. As you can see how I am. You know, I put the book together, man. I put the GA book together, man, and that was it for me. When you know, cats be wanting to have a one-on-one with me, I'm not the solution, homie. I'm just a member of it like you. I'm just a client, just as you a client, man. I'm in this. I'm just a reaction away from 20 with an L, just like the rest of you motherfuckers, man. You understand me? And one day at a time. I've just been accumulating some days, some months, and some years. One day at a time. Because I learned to keep I'll do the same thing I did yesterday, I'll do again tomorrow, today. And then tomorrow, I'll do what I did today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know all about that old bullshit, man, but I see so much. I've been wanting to say something, man, but I don't want to disrespect the motherfuckers push, man. If you making your cash, you making your money, but what are you doing to recover from this mentality, huh? What are you doing? Because I know personally, I know sharing helps, man, in recovery, bro. So if you out there sharing, I can't say what you doing is wrong, because it ain't, because that's what you gotta do to get that shit out of you. But what we doing is we getting it out of us and putting it on you. You understand me? And all of you motherfuckers is thinking, oh, well, I gotta go through this shit too. No, you don't. No, you don't. And you don't want to go through this shit. You've been hearing this shit. You know, I heard that few podcasts niggas was talking about the booty bandits and shit like that that's running around in that motherfucker, man. Then I heard I saw on one of the news articles where a fucking, what was he, 9 or 10-year-old kid was on a fucking school bus, and some motherfucker 12 or 13 beat him up and fucked him right on the school bus with the rest of the kids. Excuse the French. I'm going to edit that out. You know, raped him right on the school bus, man, with the rest of the kids in there watching, homie. So I'm telling you, what you doing and what's going on, That shit's getting out there, homie. And people, come on, man. You know, I said it before and I'll say it again, man. I'm second, third generation gang member. I'm 59 years old. I was born in 63. I was around when Tookie and them was around. Barefoot Pookie was around. Hey, Pook, what's up, man? If you watching this, man, much love. I see you got that book, you know, where I told you how to write your own book. I see you got that, man, and I know you hitting it, and I appreciate you, man. You one of the shining lights around this motherfucker, man. I can give shots out to a whole lot of motherfuckers, man, that's out there doing shit, man, and y'all all know who y'all are. I don't really like to spit names, and I did that because that's a good dude, and he doing good, and I appreciate his whole, you know, spiel or whatever, man. The only problem is it just appears, man, is in a small level, you promoting this poison, homie. Small level, you inciting motherfuckers to go out there and ruin their lives, man. You know, because everybody ain't gonna make it. If you got 50 motherfuckers that go through this, man, 10 might make it. You understand me? You know, because 350 die in a year. Think about that. 350 in every city. 350 die in a year. That's everywhere. That's in every city. That's in Chicago, LA. That's in motherfucking Detroit. That's in Michigan. That's in motherfucking Philly. 300 and something dying every year, homie. Don't get it twisted. Don't think what you saying is going to save them, because what's going to save them is rehab, recovery, and change, homie. And that's got to be done every day. You got to practice this shit every day. You got to read on how to do this shit every day. You got to hear somebody like myself sharing to you and telling you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be doing anything in regards to whatever is close to what you were doing prior to living your life as a gang member, prior to living your life as a crime-free person. You know, that's really what's going on, man. It's just amazing, man. I sit back and sometimes, man, it hurts, man. I'm like, I listen and I watch different podcasts, and I'm cool with everybody who sharing the history of it, and then in the end, they try to give you a positive message. That's beautiful, man. It's just when the history itself is going to be what entices the youngsters to get in, homie. It's going to be that one. They ain't going to hear the end of it, man. They ain't going to hear the, because I didn't hear the end of it. Yeah, I didn't hear that shit when motherfuckers were trying to tell me that you need to calm down, you need to stay out that shit. I didn't hear that shit. It wasn't until I got shot and stabbed. It wasn't until I went through the pain, homie. And then even after the pain, I was sick with it. I was sick with it, homie. I wasn't sick as some, because some are sicker than others. But I was sick with it, homie. And I've been sick with it since 3rd grade. Some of y'all had good moms and pops when you raised you. Man, I was foul, man. I didn't really love too much, homie. I wasn't in love with me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in love with me. I love me today, though. I appreciate me today. You know, nobody else got to. I appreciate me today, man. And I don't walk around looking for no appreciation either, man. I'm going to say, man, if you've been watching the podcast of different stories and things of that sort, man, ain't nothing wrong with it, homie. Just remember, though, that's real life shit. That shit gonna be in your system for a while. That shit gets into your system, homie. You know, and if you're young and you ain't really got nobody pointing you towards some positive boring shit or some positive fun shit, they giving you shit that you gotta dodge bullets and shit. Like, you wanna dodge bullets, join the motherfucking military. If you really wanna show some shit, I joined the motherfucking military, homie. I stayed 7 years in that shit. But I'm gonna tell you what happened to me in the military. went AWOL, went to the brig. I was fucking up. There too. I didn't go everywhere I went, I was fucking up, man. Why? Because I was sick with it, homie. It took what it took to get that shit out of me, man. I went through a grip of shit. I went on. Look, man, I was pronounced DOA. They not telling you that. I'm telling you that. You ain't gonna make it, homie. You ain't gonna be that lucky. You could go out there and give it a shot. But you may not make it, homie. Tupac took 7 his first time, didn't change. He took 7 his first time, didn't change. Now he ain't with us. And that motherfucker had, man, he had shit to give. He had a whole bunch of shit to give. Man, I just think about all the cats that had so much to give, man. Dude, sit back, man. Sit back, man, go to school, graduate. If you graduated, I always tell motherfuckers, dude, please don't graduate with a C average, man. Man, kick that shit in the ass. So if you really want to show that how much of a dude you are, be in the top 10 of your motherfucking class, homie. Then go out and fucking get that real ass money, real ass job. Motherfuckers want to see you come in. They surprised at you, man. They like, this motherfucker got a what? A 3.3 GPA? This motherfucker got a 3.8, a 3.9, a 4.0? You understand me? If you want to show how hard you are, homie, that's how you show how hard you are. That's how you show motherfuckers how smart you are. You know, you could dodge a bullet. You go into the neighborhood and holler at the homies. Yeah, I knew what was up, homie. I knew how to get rid of that. I knew how to get past that shit. Motherfucker thought he had me, but I ducked and dodged. I got out of that shit. I was smart, homie. Really? Really? That was smart? Come on now. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it ain't what it professes to be, but they tell you that, man. In order for you to really understand what it's like to be in a street poison community, go to high school, graduate, go to college, join the military, get your shit, get your house, get your job, and raise a family. That shit is smooth, homie. That shit is smooth. What you seeing on all of the podcasts, all them cats is doing that right now. Got their family, got their job, sharing their story of how they made it through, of how they made it. They're not telling you that 350 motherfuckers is dying every year in every fucking city, that you ain't gonna be one. You ain't gonna be one. Huh? You could go out there and try to prove it. I wish you luck. I wish you luck. Go out there and test the waters, but I'm telling you, it's deep. The waters is deep. Now, you could kick back, chill, get you a little filly, get you a little girl, man, and, you know, graduate high school and do the things that we do in high school for fun. You understand me? Every now and then you might have to knuckle up though, man, because, you know, it's always going to be somebody who grew up in horrible situations, and they just horrible people, man. And it ain't their fault. But you're going to have to protect yourself from them. And let me say something real quick. If you've been watching the podcast, you heard about the Bloods. The Bloods came about to protect themselves from the Crips. They were just anti-Crip. Something happened in the process where they wind up just becoming criminal, because that wasn't what they was about from Jump Street. But a lot of them are still living this life. They still doing well for themselves, homie, because they wasn't really about that shit. They was trying to keep motherfuckers off their back. You understand me? I'm not going to tell you, if you know my story, man, and I don't tell my story much, man, but, you know, I'll just say this, man. I was born Crippin, but I was raised the blood. You won't understand that unless you know the history of what happened and how it went down. That and the fact that I had a mother that was on that alcohol, man, never met Pops, you understand me? All I knew was a smoke-filled house, dudes in and out, you know, beating up dudes for trying to be there, be hard or rough on my moms, man. You know, my shit was, man, I'm going to tell you, when I was going to school, I really needed to whoop a motherfucker's ass, man. I had some anger issues going on, and I needed to get that shit out, man. And you know what? You look like a prime motherfucker I need to go ahead and take that shit out on. You know, my older brother the same, you know, but it's 9 of us in my family, man. And you know what's real tripped out is how genetics is. My whole family suffered from street poison. I didn't meet my sister till I was in college, my stepsister. Found out I got 4. All of them. My youngest is the worst one. My youngest sister's a damn fool. But she doing well. Got a nursing degree, man. She doing well, man. I got an opportunity to sit with my sister, man, and we had some long, serious conversations, man. And I see a whole big change in my sister, man. You know, compared to where she was before. She was trying to do the same shit, but she done grew out of that shit all the way now, man. She doing some good shit now, man. And I'm real proud of her, and she know who she is, man. So, once again, you know, I don't spit no names and shit like that. I try to. I might slip and trip every now and then when it comes to somebody positive. But those of us who suffer from this disease, I'm going to never tell your name, man. I never put your name out there like that, man. I've never did it. You know, when I first started, man, they was trying to get all kinds of information. They did. They never knew who I was or what set I was from. You understand me? Because it's none of your fucking business, man. It ain't about that. It's about me changing my life. You know what I'm saying? What I did while I was sick, that shit's over. That shit's in the past, homie. I was sick, homie. I was mentally and emotionally sick. You understand me? You can't go through the trials and tribulations of a fucked up household, a fucked up family environment, man, and not become mentally unstable. You can't do it. It's going to happen. If it wasn't for what I've been doing, man, these 12 steps and these 12 traditions that I've been living in my life, man, I wouldn't be the dude I am today, man. I wouldn't be the dude I am today, man. And I'm telling y'all this because y'all got to start working these steps and traditions, man. All you motherfuckers out there doing these podcasts, man, please, man, crack that fucking book open and start working these steps, man. What you waiting on? You think this shit just gonna happen out of osmosis? You're not just gonna eliminate that shit. You can't stop talking about it. I find that shit in myself today, even where I'm at. You know, I have to catch myself because that's the only subject matter I really want to fucking talk about. I'm sitting around lawyers, doctors, motherfuckers, all kinds of shit, man. And because of who I am and my reality and my past and my stinking thinking, man, that's really shit that I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about financial capabilities and you know, shit, they talking about built houses and the kids is going to school. They talking about normal shit, dude. And I be wanting to say, I'm gonna tell you when I just fucked up a couple of days ago. I'm telling myself, they be wanting to talk about shit like that, man. But I be wanting to scream up to the highest of my ability. Motherfucker, I don't want to talk about this other shit, homie. The shit that I know. I want to talk about what I know. And I know that street poison, homie. That's what I know. You understand me? That's what I want to talk about, man. But I can't do that. You understand me? That's why, for the period of time that I'm doing it, I'm on this microphone right now. This is my process of recovery, man. This is how I'm keeping my recovery together, by sharing it with you. By sharing it with you. Now, I told you, I'm going to tell you, so a motherfucker came to me because of my hat I got on, you understand me? I'm not in this town right now. I'm in a different town, you understand me? Different state. And dude brought up about the team this belongs to, and I was like, dude, this ain't got nothing to do with the team, homie. This ain't got nothing to do with that team, homie. This ain't that team, homie. This ain't got nothing to do with that team, homie. I don't wear this because of that team, homie. I don't wear this because of that team, homie. But that was a mental relapse on my part. You catch me? And this is with 30 years. This is with 30 years. I often, sometimes, but I'm gonna tell you really what happened. So, 2 European cats that I knew suffered from street poison was at the concession stand in like a 7-Eleven getting that fake ass food they be selling and shit. And I was standing in line waiting for the cashier to come back and register me, ring me up and let me get the fuck on, right? So they seen I was standing in line, so they gonna take their time and just start bullshitting around. Let me tell you what the cashier knew me because I go through there quite often. He was like, hey man, just come on around and take a look at yourself. And then he was gonna walk over here and register me, right? Then they brought him back. No, see, it was one dude first, and then the second dude seeing what was going on. He decided he was gonna help him play the role. You know what I'm saying? See, motherfuckers try to play with your head. You understand me? Disrespect you, play with your head, because they see who you are, homie. No matter what you do in most cases. Some of us get away with it, and some of us, man, we stand out like a sore thumb. I'm one that stand out like a sore thumb. So even though I do this, it don't change. It don't change. They see, man. So it ain't no thing for me though, but I'm good with it. It's just when you was trying to hold me from getting my shit, when you was trying to play on me, homie, that kind of spark, like I said before, you get everything from ass whooping to recovery in this motherfucker, man. Don't get it twisted. Ain't nobody soft in recovery, homie. You don't become soft after going through the shit that we done went through, and now you done made a conscious decision to change, and then a motherfucker think that you soft because you motherfucker, ain't nothing changed in me other than the fact that I'm not finna run up on you. That's the only thing that ain't changed, but it ain't the stop. It ain't gonna be the stop. It ain't the fact that I ain't gonna protect myself from being mistreated or disrespected. That's gonna happen, homie. That's gonna happen with any one of us that went through that poison and made it out alive. Man, we made it out alive from shit that you ain't even understanding. You ain't even understanding. So when that happened, that's when I told him, dude, this ain't got nothing to do with that team, brother. This ain't got nothing to do with that team, man. And I told him on the way out, I was like, I need to stop wearing this motherfucker. That's probably what I need to do, man. But it's hard for me to do it because, I'm balding in this motherfucker, man. I got to wear something, you understand me? And I can't wear them goofy fucking hats, mother. I think I'm going to try a cowboy hat, man. I don't know how that's going to fly, I'm going to give it a shot, you understand me? I'm going to try to do something, man, but it's the process of change, man. It's the process of change. And you're going to go through shit like that every fucking day of your life for the rest of your life, man. You can make it through it. You can smile, you can laugh, you can play it off, however you want to do it. In that particular case, man, I think I was a little bit frustrated anyway over some different shit. And you know how, if you don't know, you need to know, man. When we go through shit at home, we take that shit out into the neighborhood. When we go through shit at home, we take that shit out on the neighborhood, homie. And that's unfair to the neighborhood, homie. Just because your shit fucked up, you gonna go fuck up everybody else's shit. That's some fucked up shit, homie. Now you need to know, when you go through fucked up shit at the house, you got some folks you can call now, man. Get on that phone, hit that GA hotline, man, and call motherfuckers, man. and find out where that meeting at, or call your homeboy who be going to them fucking meetings and say, hey, homie, how old you gotta be to get in them fucking meetings, man? And then roll over there with them, man, and sit down and listen to some real motherfuckers tell you some real stories. You want to hear stories? They telling the motherfuckers in the meetings, homie. You understand me? Then you can walk up to the motherfucker who went through it and shake his hand and talk to him one-on-one. You ain't gotta sit on no podcast and listen to that shit, man. Go to one of the fucking meetings. But the thing about it is, a lot of you motherfuckers that's watching them podcasts, hooking up, giving motherfuckers that money, you know, because you hooking us up with ends. I ain't gonna lie. You hooking us up with ends. Problem is, though, man, you might be feeding us poison. All money ain't good money. Even though we need that money, man, to be honest with you, we need the money, homie. So a lot of dudes is doing what they doing, man. They probably don't even want to do it, but they got to do something to make this money legally, homie. And they paying pretty damn well for them stories, man. So I can't really diss, but all I say, if you're doing the stories, man, crack the book open, work the steps, keep your shit going, man. Don't let continually telling these stories. Your stories could be better told if you knew the language of recovery. If you hear how I'm talking right now, this is considered the language of recovery, homie. Because every sentence got something to do with change or something to do with insanity, and then you correct the insanity. It ain't all about what it was like, homie. It's like what I'm doing now, what I want for my future. You understand me? Oh, you know, it's funny, man. You know, a lot of people, man, I've been blessed because I haven't met that one dude who was suicidal and homicidal. Well, I did meet. Yeah, I met him, but I survived. I met him, and he shot and stabbed me like a motherfucker with no questions asked, man. I don't think we had 4 words before the shit was done. I don't think we exchanged 4 words before the shit was done. So I met the dude that was suicidal and homicidal, homie. I met him. God kept me here to be able to be here to share what I'm sharing with y'all. But that wasn't the first time I've been close to death. That wasn't the first time. It's been quite a few times, man, I've been close to death, man. So you don't have to, man. I done already went through it for you. And that's why I'm here to tell you what you do is this. If this happened, do this. If that happened, do this. I'm gonna tell you how to get around it, homie. Get around it and keep faith. But you know what? One thing I always heard in recovery, man, sitting down with everybody, man, was that you can't save your face and your ass at the same time. You want to save your ass, get your face out of there. Dude said some shit. What was that? I ain't gonna tell you. He know who he is, man. I don't know if he'll ever watch any of my podcasts, any of my videos, man. But he said, a good run beats a bad stand any day. Say that again. A good run beats a bad stand any day. A lot of you cats be taking bad stands, man. Suicidal stands. Moms wind up crying. She got to bury your ass. It's just insane, homie. You got to think about it too, man. Think about this. The shit that you getting involved with is shit that 12 and 13-year-olds did. Say it again. The shit that you getting involved with is something that 12 and 13-year-olds did. Let that sink in a little bit. The shit that you getting involved in is what 12 and 13-year-olds did. Motherfuckers didn't do that shit. Well, let me tell you. So we all know the history in the sense that, you know, it was a revolution going on, and racial strife was real high, and dudes was trying to protect their families from the opposite race gangs. You got to remember, these wasn't just normal everyday Europeans or normal everyday Spaniards. This was race gangs were doing these things. Race gangs were doing these things. So we had to become a gang to protect ourselves from the race gangs that was doing these things. We don't have that anymore at that level. So by you joining the gang today, you're joining it to do harm to your own people. Whether it's European, Spaniard, Mexican, Latino, however you want to identify yourself, Irish, Usos, all that, you're doing it for a totally different reason. And I just want to give props to all the Usos, man. I can see and I can hear recovery in your conversations when y'all doing y'all podcasts, man. And I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for sharing change to motherfuckers, man, because we need that. We need that change, man. And they hearing it from y'all because, y'all got that look, homie. Y'all got that look, man. And we visual people, man. I do everything that I can to keep away from that look. It don't always work, but it does work often for me, because I do it well. I do it well now, man. I'm good at it now, man. I can look like a senator if I wanted to. At my age, it would be considered. I wouldn't look like back in the day. I remember I used to work at Radio Shack, division of Tandy Corporation, America's technology store. That's right. And I remember seeing one of y'all entertainers when he was about that age, about 12, 13, man. He was ditching in the Delamo Mall, man. If he ever watched this video, he'll know who I'm talking about. I'm that dude that worked at Radio Shack, man, where I told your ass you need to be in school. And he was like, fuck you, faggot. I was you little motherfucker. Yes. And then he turned around. And I didn't know who he was at the time. He was just a little scrub-ass motherfucker trying to be hard, man, ditching school. Then he turned around and, his sister was an entertainer too. And I guess because of her, he got involved. And now he's a big player, LA representative, you understand me? And he's doing what he do, man. Make your money, bro. I ain't hating. Do your thing. But I remember I told you I had to go to class. And that's when I was what, man? How old was I when I had just got out the military, man? Yeah, I just got out the military, got that job working as a fucking security guard. I had 3 jobs one time, man. I had 3 jobs, man. And let me tell you something, man. When we say we about it, homie. Some cats, when they tell you they about that shit, man. And you need to know when they not about it, they not about it, homie. So when you make that change, man, let me be the first to ask you, man, hold your crime-free life just as strong as you held your gangster life. You understand me? Hold it just as strong, man. Because it ain't really about need, it's about you. You was that strong involved in that poison. Because you got people that's involved in that poison that wasn't strong. So hold your shit the way you held it then. Crime free, no matter what. But you fuck up, it's your butt. And we ain't talking about that old gay shit either. Old man told me some years ago, only faggots think of faggots things. Yeah, so, you know what I'm talking about. I'm saying, man, you're gonna be tested in a whole lot of ways, man. You just ain't gotta let that shit bother you, homie. That shit, if you've been through the pains that you've been through as a child, that shit shouldn't bother you, man. You've been through worse already. You understand me? Let that shit slide off your back, man, and go on and do what you gotta do, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get to work, man. I'm gonna tell you something about work. I'm gonna share this and I'm gonna shut up, man. I'm gonna close this down, man. When you get to work, man, everybody gonna test you. They gonna test your strength to be able to pick up shit heavy. They gonna test your ability to think and maneuver around the problems of work. See whether or not you got any retainability, whether you can remember anything. Now, what's so bad is, man, half of y'all that got rap lyrics, you done already memorized all that shit. You can say that shit blindfolded with one ear closed. You understand me? You can remember whatever these people tell you this job is about, and you can handle it, and you can do it real well, and you know it. So once you get there, man, you're gonna have people trying to, and then once you get real good, people gonna be trying to push you off your shit. You ain't gotta lay hands on them, homie. Always do what I say, man. Go straight to the human resources. Let them know this happened, man. You understand me? I don't want no problems. If you recovering from a period of time when you was involved in that poison, let them know, man, look, I got priors, homie. No felonies at the time or no felonies yet, or you do have a felony. Let them know what your reality is, man, and just say, I just want to work and have fun and do what y'all tell me to do and make this money, man, and go home and eat a pizza. That's what I want to do. I want to do this for 40 years. I don't want to have this fool on my back for 40 years. I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. So then it's on them. You got to get it off you and put it on the people it belongs to, man. There's always an authority around that problems belong to, man. The problem ain't you and it ain't yours. I had a situation where I had to tell a motherfucker, man, I'm not your problem. I'm experiencing your problem. And I need you to do something about it. I need you to help me with that. I'm not your problem. I'm experiencing your problem. And I need you to help me with that. You understand me? Because if you don't fix it, then you telling me to fix it. And I'm not good at fixing shit the way y'all fix shit. The way I fix it is going to be foul. So do the thing. I'm never going to react. I'm always going to come back to you, because this is your job, not mine. My job ain't to whoop this motherfucker ass and teach him the right way to go. That ain't my motherfucking job. And if it is my job, you need to raise my fucking finances. You understand me? You need to get me at a point where I can whoop his ass and then pay for his medical expenses. That part. You need to know, man, there's ways to live and still be a dude, man, without having to suck up and be a bitch ass motherfucker to live your life. You ain't gotta be that way, homie. Believe me, you can come out here and do whatever job you want to do. You can come out here and be whatever you want to do, man, to make this money, man, legally. And you ain't got to be a bitch ass motherfucker to do it. You can do the shit, man. You just got to know. Go to human resources. If you're in high school, go to the dean of students. Go to the principal. Say, look, homie, dude doing this. I'm letting you know dude doing this. If you don't fix it, then you telling me to fix it. So when I fix it, don't suspend me, homie. Don't give me no problems, homie. Because you ain't doing your job. This has nothing to do with me. You got to learn how to get out, man. Then once you get out, man, you trying to change your life. I said I was going to shut it down. See, once I get started, man, I don't want to stop about this thing called recovery, man, because I can sit down and tell you how to get past a whole lot of shit. You understand me? But the whole subject matter of this video, man, this podcast today, was about the different dudes sharing their stories on the podcast, man. And I need you to know, man, it's like the flu. You catch it. You may not be in it right now. You keep listening to the podcast, man. You're going to catch the flu, homie. Your kids listening to that shit, they going to catch the flu, homie. That ain't no joke. That ain't no joke. They going to catch the flu, homie. Back in the day, they used to call it the vapors. Oh, they going to catch the vapors, homie. I'm old, man, so, I ain't up to the terms y'all using in today's language, man. But I need you to know, man, like I said, it's nothing wrong with watching them. But I need to let you know, man, this shit is contagious, homie. It's exciting. It's contagious. It's cunning. It's baffling. It'll get you in the mix. You don't want to be in the mix, man. You want to be a square from Delaware, living a normal everyday life, enjoying your family, enjoying your friends, going to work, eating McDonald's and all kinds of other good foods out there, man. Whatever you like to eat, anytime you want to eat it, man. Don't give that shit up, man. Don't give that shit up to go get involved in some fucked up shit that you ain't got to get involved with, man. Let me say it like this, man. If ain't nobody told you they love you, I love you, man. And I want to see you win in life. When you see street poison, dodge it. Shake it, homie. Shake it. Go around it. Dribble around it. Don't get involved in it, man. It ain't nothing there for you, homie. Your win is somewhere else. That ain't nothing but an L. Your win is somewhere else. I want to say thanks, man. Share this video, man. Subscribe to the channel, so when I do another video, which me, man, I ain't doing this shit every day. I ain't doing this shit every fucking week, man. I might not do another video for a month. You understand me? But subscribe to it, man, and be there for if and when I do the shot to get on and if something happens where, I need to keep you up to date on how recovery's going and what's going on with it, and you know what I'm saying? If there's a new spot that pops off or something like that, I'll probably start announcing that later on and everything like that. But until then, man, get the book. Get the Gangsters Anonymous book, man. Read your book, man. Get your partners involved. Y'all read it together, man. Y'all start working the steps together, man, and change your lives, man, and start enjoying life, man, because it's a lot of things to be grateful for, man. Start walking around here with an attitude of gratitude, man. You understand me? Because ain't nothing worse than walking around here in pain, anger, and pain. That shit ain't cool, homie. That shit ain't cool. So get that shit, man. Work your steps. Live the traditions. Live the steps, man. Live what you're reading, man. Live it. Don't recite it. Live it. Each step, live it. Each tradition, live it. Don't fucking just read it and recite it, homie. Live it. It's there for you to live. It's telling you step 1, step 2, all the way to 12, what you have to do. And if you do each one to the letter of how it says, you will never commit a crime again. I'm guarantee you, if you work the shit 1 through 12 to the letter, you will never commit a crime again. That's a promise. That's a promise that you got millions of people walking around here to this day will tell you. That's a real fucking promise, homie. If you work them motherfuckers the way he said it, to the letter, 1 through 12, shit, you'll never commit a crime again. You'll live a full and joyful life. Success is automatic. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, you may not go way up there to the millionaire, billionaire spot. You might. But I tell you what, wherever you be, you're going to have it going on. And with that, man, I'm going to shut this down, man. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Keep coming back. Work them steps or die, homie. I'm out.